All you gotta do is hush, you ain't gotta say much when you make that right connection. If you wanna double up, keep the money in the tuck, I can put you in the right direction. I can never get enough, all I got is us, I speak the true confession. Everything goes smooth cause I stay on the move and make them right connections. All you gotta do is hush, you ain't gotta say much when you make them right connections. If you wanna double up, keep the money in the tuck, I can put you in the right direction. I can never get enough, all I got is us, I speak the true confession. Everything goes smooth cause I stay on the move and make them right connections. All you gotta do is hurt, you ain't gonna say much when you make them right connections. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all know the time we on, y'all know the vibe, and y'all know when y'all see Miss Cari, baby, next to me, y'all know what time it is. We are here to make them coaches connect. What's going on with you, Cari?
Oh, we are, aren't we? We are just nearing the end of our season 2, which is amazing. Our show has been on fire.
Yes.
It's been crazy, insane, amazing audiences, amazing guests. We cannot do this, of course, without our guests. So thank you, everyone who's been on the show so far. It's been insane. It's been a ride. We've had many ups and downs with the shows, many different guests. We've had producers, we've had artists, we've had figure skaters, we've had, oh boy, who else have we had? We've had
painters, actors,
entrepreneurs, authors,
you know what I mean? You name it, you know what I'm talking about? Even politicians, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about just making the coaches connect, that's what we here to do, man. So it's been a great ride. We shouts out to the culture gang in the building. We see us a lot of people in here. Let us know where y'all from. Y'all already know. Like, comment, subscribe. Go over to the Facebooks, the YouTubes, the Instagram. Follow. Hit that little bell on the side so anytime we drop any kind of content, you'll be the first one to get it. Shouts out to the networking queen in the building. You already know the vibes. You know, she always connecting the dots. And tonight is no different, man. We got an amazing show. And I'm super excited about this show because, you know, it's been an ongoing conversation, you know, this week and just in general about the state of R&B. You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
That is dead. That it ain't no dope R&B artists out here. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I beg to differ, you know what I'm saying? Because there's some talented artists out here, you know what I'm saying? I think it's just the climate of the industry is a little different, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop has just done amazing things that people did not expect hip hop to do, and it has crossed so many genres, and it kind of blurred the lines of R&B. But I'm from that era, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, where R&B was that, you know, that ticket. You know, hip hop came from R&B, so. Tonight, I'm super excited about the artist that we got tonight, man. He represents that R&B bag, and I'm pretty sure he got a bone to pick or got a few things to say about that. You know what I'm talking about?
maybe a little Bone Thugs and Harmony type of a bone to pick.
I ain't talking shit.
I'll just add that into there. I don't want to give too much away just yet, but we've had some, you know. He's got his name on a couple, you know, titles out there. So we'll let him kind of dabble into that when he comes on, who he's worked with or sang with or produced with. And we'll kind of let him go into that. But yeah, the game has definitely changed over the years for R&B. Hip hop is kind of, I would say hip hop and rap it's been steady. Definitely has been steady. It's been raising the bar over the years, but it hasn't, I don't know, for me, I'm still like stuck in the old school days where it's like the hardcore hip hop, R&B. I just love it right from the get-go. And the hard rap, I remember, you know, the old Public Enemy, the NWA, those guys.
I can see you.
I get stuck.
I got a visual.
He's got a visual. The hair. Okay, we won't go into that.
I see the whole, I see it. You know what I'm talking about? Absolutely. But that's the essence of it. So I get it.
Right? It's just dabbled. It's just a little sprinkle on top. But having this show has been truly incredible with all of our guests that we've had on, because seriously, they get into literally the backbone of the industry. Hey, shout out to all of our wonderful lovely Victor. Like he's been on here.
Look.
All the time. Like we've had all these steady guests come on, like our not guests, but just like
they
our
feel
audience.
like
Like, come on, they're like it's like they've become guests. Honestly, they really have. Everyone come in. That was like, hey, how's it going? Like, hey, I always want to stop and just say hi because now it's just like their friends that pop in the bar. Hey,
absolutely.
How's it going? But yeah. So it's good to see you guys. The culture gang is in the building. Welcome. But yeah, so just as I was gonna just kind of say is like how it's been incredible to have our guests on to kind of explain their side of the industry, right? We know like the lay people of it, we just hear the end results on the radio. We go to the concerts, we see the albums, up on iTunes, or we go back in the day and we see the CDs in the CD stores. So, but we don't understand how these are made. How are the songs made? How are they produced? How are they put together? I think way back in the beginning, I was like, oh, I remember like, having like a duet. And I would think, oh, the man and the woman are standing in the booth together and they're singing together. And it's like, it's not even that. It's like one person can be on the other side of the world, the other person's over here. And, they digitally put it together. And it's incredible how it's just like magic completely
They make
done.
it look easy, but it's really not. You know what I mean?
They really do.
It's not at all.
Because I'm like, okay, they're in the booth and they're both sitting here and they're all reading their things, whatever. And it's not like that, like completely different. So it's good to have this and just the rawness of it all as well, because we don't know all these stories behind it too. They could be spending hours and hours and hours on the road going on tours. They could be in the booths for hours and hours as well. We don't know. And all the struggles that they put up with, maybe some of their family didn't want them in music. Maybe some of them are just, they love music so much and they had to hide it or, whatever. But there's all these different stories. And it's really cool to have people on and being like, okay, these are our guests. These are their stories and how they grew up in the industry. Or maybe they didn't grow up. They had to, like I said, maybe secretly sneak out, do, recording somewhere and whatever, right? So this is their chance to come on, tell their stories. London, hi, good to see you.
But yeah, LP?
Incredible. Yeah. So this is great. This is always, I love our platform because it's professional, but it's not as like, okay, we're going to give you 10 questions. We're going to answer them. No, this is our laid back, our fun show. Come in. We have nothing scripted. This is just as it is. It's a live show. And that's what we're here to do. So yeah, it's good to have everyone in here. Everyone sit back, relax, enjoy the ride, and we'll have our guest in here really soon. I'm so excited.
Shouts out to the culture gang in the building. It's always interesting to learn artists coming up in their stories. That's amazing. That's exactly what we want to do. You know what I mean? That's the mind frame. We use this platform to just, kind of tap in at artists across the board. And with you being, on your side of the world, as I like to say, in Canada, and
I'm
us
not
down here in
the other side of the world.
You know what I'm saying? But like, it's crazy though, because like it's so different. You know what I mean? Like the more and more we do this shit show, we see the culture differences, and we're not that far away, but we are far away. You know what I'm saying?
We are,
It's mind-boggling. You know what I'm saying?
Truly.
And tonight we have an amazing guest. We're not gonna let's not hold it up. You know what I'm saying? Let's not hold it up no more. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring in our guest. You know what I'm saying? And talk to him. And so because I'm so curious to find out where his head at, his mind frame is when we talk about just the state of the culture in general. So let's bring on our guest, the one, the only, Mr. Brad Young in the building. What's going on with you, brother? How you doing?
What's up with y'all? All right, man, I'm blessed, man. I'm happy to be here with y'all. I'm blessed to be here. What's up?
Aww, that's so great.
Yeah, I like the energy, man. You know what I'm talking about? Look, bro. It's super amazing to have you come on the platform, especially this week when we have this conversation about the state of the music game, the state of R&B. People are saying it's dead. You know what I'm saying? And I want to talk to you about. I know. I see it in your face. You know what I'm talking about? And I definitely want to get your mind state of that thinking. But before we get into all of that, why don't you tell our audience, if they don't know, who is Brad Young?
Well, Brad Young is a multi-platinum producer, songwriter, artist from St. Louis. Uh, I'm from St. Louis. I grew up on the West Side, and then there was a lot of stuff going on the West Side at the time. So my mom had moved us to Berkeley, but my grandmother always lived in U City. So I'm kind of all over St. Louis or whatever. But I'm from St. Louis, and I got my big break through. One day I was walking down the street. This man named Dave McPherson from Sony Records was in St. Louis because he's from St. Louis. And I was walking downtown with a man named Dan Pearson. Dave and Dan knew each other, and Dave noticed me and was like, "You look like you can be somebody." I'm like, "I'm somebody," you know. and and Dan was like, "Oh, he an artist, man. He dope. You know what I'm saying? Check out his music." And so he was like, "I listen to his music." He was like, "I listen to his music. Give you a call." I didn't think nothing of it because I'm just like, people in the industry like, "Oh, I call you." So dude called the next day and was like, "We want to fly you to New York." And I went to New York and did a deal with Sony Records right after that. So that was my entry to the music business. And then after that, I started just producing records for all kind of different people and stuff like that. So uh, I just got blessed, man. I got blessed to be able to work with some major people. Some people that I always grew up looking up to, like Lil Wayne and Bone Thugs and Harmony and Kelly Rowland and Akon and people like that, Swiss Beats. I grew up listening to them and admiring them, and it's just a blessing that I had a chance to work with them. So that's me.
Um,
Just a few people in the industry. Just
okay,
Yeah, just a
Cari.
few.
like I love just like no, no
Light
one,
work. It's a
Okay,
Tuesday. It's a
right?
Tuesday,
So
huh?
it's like, people that are maybe not so familiar with the industry, maybe they're the ones that are on at the mall lining up at Ticketmaster to get tickets for those shows.
Uh-huh.
And here you are, just like, well, I just kind of work with them and, whatever.
No, it's I mean it's a blessing
Whatever.
though. It's a
It's
blessing.
just what it is. Right?
Yeah,
It's,
it's a
it's,
blessing.
it's
What's funny is that
I love it.
my mother told me a couple about last no, it was this year. My mother told me this year, she said, me and my mom, we struggled a lot when I was coming up because she wanted me to get a job. You know how mamas do. They want you to get a job or go to school or join the military. And I was like, nah, I'm doing music. And she
Yeah.
was like, and she don't know. She like, music, what? Nah, you gotta get a job. And I
Yeah,
was like, it is my job.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
she told me this year, she said, I want to thank you for not, she said, the only time I want to thank you for not listening to me was about music.
Yeah.
She said, that's the
Mm.
only time I want to thank you for not listening to me. But I told her, I said, but you know what, Ma, you told me that your gift will make room for you. So I did listen to
Ooh.
you. I just wouldn't let
Mhm.
you take that back.
Yeah.
So I believe when she said your gift will make room for you, that was just it that just stuck with me. And I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do music. So people was like, what about your backup plan? And I was like, whatever you plan for is what's gonna happen in your life. So this is my backup. This is my first plan, my second plan, my third plan. This is the only plan. And it worked out.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I like that, man. Your gift will make room for you, man. Those are
Yeah,
jewels. We like jewels being dropped around these parts. You know what
Hmm.
I'm talking about?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and speaking about your gift making room for you, man, let's kind of take it back to the beginning.
Hmm.
When did you first know that your gift was going to make room for you and just the people around
What's crazy is that I wasn't one of those people that was like, oh, I've been singing since I was 5 and all that. That wasn't me. I didn't know I could sing until one day I was on a school bus, and this kid named Sean Cari used to sing all the time. He was an upperclassman. I think I was like in 6th grade, something like that. And he was like in 8th grade. And we was on a school bus together, but he used to sing to his girlfriend all the time. And I just thought that was the dopest thing. And one day I was singing on the school bus to myself. He was sitting right behind me. He was like, hey, little dog, you can kind of sing. And I was like, you think so? He was like, yeah, sing louder. And I was like, nah. And he jumped up and was like, everybody listen to little dog. He can sing. So I sang. And when I sang, all the girls jumped in my seat and was like, oh my God. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe that I could sing. So that day on the school bus, I'm riding home looking out the window like, I'm a singer now. You know what I'm saying? Just all clicked in. I couldn't believe it. Because I had never had that reaction before, you know what I'm saying, from anybody. Well, I used to box before I started singing. I was a boxer.
Oh,
So I
cool.
had that reaction from my uncles and my dad and, the men in the neighborhood. Because, when you can do stuff like that, they own you. But from the girls, they don't like when you beat up on somebody. So that was my first, that was the first time some girls had reacted to me doing something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even know I could sing. So I went back home like, Mom, She like, what's wrong? I'm like, why didn't you tell me I could sing? I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you should have been told me this. But yeah, I was like, after that, I was like, oh, I'm never getting hit again. I'm singing. That's it. I'm on the stage.
Your mom had this.
So that's how I
she
do.
knew your secret talent. She's like, I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. He's going to have to find out.
Right.
Otherwise, all these girls are going to be all over him, and then that'll be it. I won't have my little boy anymore.
Yeah, it's been a rap since then. I ain't moved a lot.
All it takes is for the ladies to like it. What you say, I'm a singer now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I'm never getting hit again.
That's what I do.
No more
now.
boxing. None of that. I'm singing. Yeah.
Oh man! Shouts out to the Culture Gang LP in the building. She got an amazing question. She said, "Oh wow, Sony Records, that's amazing. So did you sign a deal with Sony Records or just collab or affiliate with them?"
Good
no,
question.
I actually signed a deal. I went to New York, and what Dave did was he put me in a room with all the girls in his staff. So it was about 40 girls in his office.
Here we go.
And so I walk in the office, I see all these girls. I'm like, what's going on? Because this is my first deal. I don't know.
Right.
So he was like, Brad, these everybody that work at Sony, all the girls who work here, whatever. He was like, pick your song you want to sing. So I was like, I sing whatever song it was. I can't remember. And I sang the song, and I just remember I blacked out. I don't remember what I did. All I know is when the song was over, all the girls were clapping and screaming. And so he took me outside the room and said, congratulations, young man, you just performed yourself to a record deal. And I did sign a record deal with Sony. So that's how it happened.
Oh, that's what's up. Shouts out to the Culture Gang. He can sing. So I guess they're going to check out your links and your music, bro.
Just listen.
In real time. You know what I'm saying? So they say you can sing out here.
Just go on my Instagram, scroll down. I did a cover of Miguel. You'll hear me singing. I mean, just go on my Instagram. This is Brad Young.
Yeah.
And just go down, just check out the Instagram, look at me singing. So I'm singing on there, so y'all get a chance to see what I can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Krista's like, you have to check out Brad's song. And she sent me the post, and I was like, yeah, he needs to be on our show like now.
Thank you.
I was like, and I listened to it again today, and I was like, okay, I'm like, I think we have to have you perform this song on the show because it's just, I am like always beside myself listening to your music. It's so beautiful and just, it's so calming. I just like what R&B should bring to you, like the whole rhythm and blues. It's what it is. It's so relaxing and just like, it's just so amazing and so beautiful. You did such a wonderful job. Like, yeah, just incredible. So it's no wonder you are who you are in your shoes. Like, you're just incredible. And I commend you on everyone that you've worked with, because truly to be able to work with major stars, like that does say something about your talent. For sure, not everyone just gets, thrown into a bus where it's like, okay, these are all these major artists in here and we want you to work with them. Like, it doesn't happen that often. So that's...
No, it's not that often, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good too. Because I don't know, maybe I was just lucky.
Talent. I don't know. I think it's the talent. It's not
the talent. It's the talent because you could be put in those certain situations, but if your talent don't meet expectations, those situations could just come and go. See what I'm saying? So it was all God's plan, brother. You know what I'm saying? It was meant for you to be exactly where you was with the gift that God gave you. Because like you said, He made room for what?
Mm-hmm.
Your gift will make room for you.
All right, then. Talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the Culture Gang, man. They said they want you to sing a cappella, man. You know what I'm saying? Sing Acapulco. You know, we ain't going to put you on the spot. Acapulco.
Okay,
I want you to sing Acapulco. You know what I'm talking about?
What they want me to sing?
Go to your go-to. You know that go-to song you sing every time somebody asks you to sing.
I really, you know what? I don't even...
Every singer got a go-to. Every singer got that one. You know what I'm talking about?
Happy birthday.
You know what? Happy birthday. I'm gonna sing. Since we're talking about R&B, I gotta sing an R&B song. So let me see. Let me do I gotta do R&B. So let me see. Oh, I got one for y'all. Okay, I'm gonna sing what I sang on the school bus.
Okay, gang.
So make the girl jump in the seat.
I'm ready. Let's go.
I've been watching you for so very long. trying to get my nerve built up, be so strong. I really want to meet you, but I'm kind of scared. 'Cause you're the kind of lady with so much class. I get my thoughts together for the very next day. But when I see you, lady, I forget what to your eyes and laugh. Such a beautiful talk, the way you dress and walk, it really turns me on. Ooh, it really turns me on. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah.
Come and talk to me, my baby. I see what type of
Really
time you
wanna
are.
be you. Can I talk to you? I really wanna know you. Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? I really wanna know you. Oh, oh. That's it.
Well, all right then. All right then. You know what I'm talking about? Do that.
Yeah.
Drop the mic. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? I like that, bro. And what I love about it is the soul that's connected to it, bro. You definitely have one of them sorts of voices that kind of resonate, man. I'm a fan of R&B. Always have been, man. It's one of those things that for me it carry and keep hip hop alive. You know what I'm saying? Because like I
Oh
said
yeah, for
before,
sure.
it's based off of R&B, hip hop. And since you done sung, I kind of want to go ahead and ask you this question, man, because we here now. You feel me? We've been having this debate about the state of R&B. Crazy this week. You know, Diddy done recently came out. Other artists been coming out. You know, naming dope R&B artists. Tank say this is his last album. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone's
There's been this big debate about R&B, man, and with you being in it, in the thick of it. You know what I'm saying? How do you first feel about the state of R&B? And for two, do you feel like it's dead? And if it's dead, can we bring it back?
I don't feel like it's dead now. I don't
Talk
feel
your
like it's
shit.
dead. I just feel like right now rap is first. And that's okay because for 50 years R&B was first. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think there's anything wrong with rap getting this time to be first. You know, it's a great art form. It's still a new art form considering it just came out or it just became to the forefront in the 80s. So R&B ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's still alive. It's still a lot of young artists that's doing R&B that's blowing up like Khaled and all the R&B females that's doing their thing. Um, Daniel Caesar and Giveon and man, it's so many good R&B artists out right now. It's gonna come back to the forefront again. But I'm not trying to rush it or nothing like that because I believe everybody got their time, and I want for everybody to have their time to shine. And right now, it's all about the rap artists. It's their time, and I'm enjoying their time. So it ain't no, ain't no envy or anything. Let them have their time. When it's time for R&B to come back, it'll be back up front again. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we just need this little shake up because it's, one of those things where we don't really recognize something until it's kind of gone, right?
Yeah,
What
facts.
happened to this or what happened to that? And it's often too true. Like we get so comfortable with people, we get comfortable with work, we get comfortable with music. So what happens is that we take everything for granted and it's just all of a sudden it's like, well, what happened? Like, have you ever listened to the radio and you're like, I remember this one song and wonder whatever happened to that artist. It's one of those things where it's like all of a sudden they're gone and you're like, where did they go? And you end up Googling the artist, like what happened to, so-and-so.
Yeah, facts.
And it's like, oh, they haven't been on, recording anything for 5-10 years. And you're like, can't believe because you haven't heard from them for so long. So maybe this is what we really do need in the industry is this good old
I'm gonna agree with you, and I think what happened was I'm gonna go back to what Big Dog was just saying earlier. When you were saying it's not that the music, I feel like the industry has changed, the business side has changed. I feel the the executives they only want to sign what's hot to them in the moment.
Absolutely.
So we used to call them they like day chasers. They like So they only, so whatever is hot at that moment, they all want the exact same thing. That's the reason why all the hip hop sound the same. Like y'all was talking about hip hop in the 90s, right? When she was talking about all the hip hop in the 90s. The difference was in the 90s, it was the thing to be different. It was the thing to be authentic. And there's nothing wrong with the sound of today, because if you think about it, trap music was in the 90s too as well, with UGK and A-Ball and MJG. They did trap too. So there's nothing wrong with the music today. The problem is that everybody's trying to make the same song over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So I just can't wait till hip hop becomes original again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can't.
Yeah, we talked about this not long ago. Yeah.
I think when hip hop become original again, you won't even be thinking about missing R&B, because if, like we said before, hip hop comes from R&B. When hip hop becomes original again, that's when R&B will come back in place with it. They'll join together again when it becomes original again, because it originated from R&B. So that's what I think about it.
Yeah, I like that mentality, man. Shouts out to the culture gang. It kind of plays into what you're saying. These R&B artists are more heartless than the rap artists. Where's the love? You know what I'm saying? So, and it kind of plays into what you're saying, because like if the R&B lyrics are just as rough as the hip hop, it's no different just because you sing it. You know what I mean? So if the hip hop go back to, like you said, the original orient, you know what I'm saying, of where it come from, just being original, R&B will be different now. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of it makes it because now, like you said, all the hip hop is trap. It sounds the same. You know what I'm saying? So if it go back to how it was, where it's different, different sounds, different groups, and different, with everybody like that. Now R&B will be different as well. So I like that. I like that mentality, man. And it just makes me want to when it comes to your music, what separates you from the other artists, and what, as far as your brand, just across the board, we talk about other R&B artists and just artists in general. You know what I'm saying? We talk about just putting music out, being different in the culture. What separates you from any other artist on this planet, bro?
Because I'm not afraid to be vulnerable in my music.
Talk your shit.
I'm not afraid to say I was hurt. I'm not afraid to say I love you more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Like that is lost in R&B music today. That's lost in all music for real. Where is the love? You listen to music today and they talk about not having love. Like that's a cool thing to not have love. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just be listening to music like, damn, you don't love nothing. You don't like nobody. Like that's cool. Like, I mean, that's cool, but I'm saying like, damn, we gotta raise the vibration some way, somehow. So I feel like that's my job. My job is to raise the vibration. So I want to come and bring love back into the music. I want to bring the passion back into the music, the vulnerability. I want you to feel again. And that's my whole thing. And when you feel, I want you to feel high. I want you to feel in a high vibration, not on a low vibration. That's the reason why, like, I be looking at artists like Guy. They back on the road and they kill it because they had all that high vibrational music. We miss a high vibrational music. Everything is so low vibrational. Everything is about hate. And I'm gonna bring love back to the game, man. Love is the driving force of the universe. Like I don't even understand our people, the culture. Like we all about love. So where is the love? You know what I'm saying? That's our whole thing, love. So that's what I'm gonna bring back to it, love.
Man, talk your shit, man. I like that, man. Shouts out to the networking queen in the building. Um, when are you dropping your next project? She kind of leads me into my next question. I know you're about to drop another project, man. Your EP. You know what I'm saying? Putting that love out in the world. You know what I'm saying? Kind of talk about your next project, man, and what separates that project from anything else you're doing, and how you feel about it, you know what I'm saying, when it dropped, and just what you've been putting in when we talk about the culture of your music.
So the next project will be dropping in October. So I'm gonna drop a EP in October, and of course it's gonna be about love. It's gonna be about sex, because sex and love go hand in hand, and I'm an R&B dude, so I gotta talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it gotta be about that.
Make a few babies. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm talking about?
Listen though, like for real. Like listen, I put a record out in like 2011, 2009, whenever it was. So many dudes and so many women came to me, was like, listen, I think my girl got pregnant off your record. Like I was playing your record, I think I got her pregnant. Wow. Like I'm like, that's love. You know what I'm saying?
For an R&B dude, what is the best compliment than that? You know what I'm talking about?
It ain't no better compliment. It ain't no. Listen, my music is like bringing life into the world, like literally. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Like, yeah, bringing life. So it ain't even no better compliment. So that's what I'm gonna do with this record too. I'm gonna bring some more life into the world. So how about it? Yeah.
Well, anyone who was born in November, which would include myself, would have been around February. So feeling the love. Okay.
That's dope.
See where you're at. So the next album, maybe aim for February. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, I could do that. Thanks.
Okay, we got another question in here, Big Well, that you kind of did mess up before. I just wanted to bring that. Now, if I can find it. Someone had asked. Oh, I have to find it now. I got so distracted during our wonderful show. Oh, actually, I do want to know where you actually first sang, like your first concert, your first venue.
Well, honestly, I'm gonna be real. The first time I sang in front of a bunch of people was at church. Yeah, that's the first concert. I was in a youth choir. My mama made me be in it. You know what I'm saying? And I had to sing. When I told her why didn't you tell me I could sing? She was like, oh, you want to sing, huh? Okay, cool. So we're gonna make you sing. And she made me sing. She made me lead all the songs in the youth choir. So that was my first audience. Was at church.
Yeah. Right. Have you dabbled in any gospel music at all?
You know what? Not really. It's crazy you say that, because that's the reason why I didn't, like, I asked Dave at the time when I was signed with Sony. That's how I got out of my first deal, because I was struggling with that, because I come from a really religious background. So I'm not religious today, but at the time, I come from a really religious background. And that's not to say I'm not spiritual, because I am very spiritual, but at the time, my family, my grandmother was the pastor, my great grandfather, he was the bishop, and it was,
So you was at church all week. Yeah.
It was serious like that.
Yeah.
And they had to keep me in church, because I'm from the West Side, so we was doing a lot of stuff we weren't supposed to be doing. So they was like, just keep them at church. So they was like, make them play the drums and put them on the piano, and to keep them off the streets or whatever. So that's the way they kept me off the streets. But when I would have my deal, my family was like, why don't you do gospel? Why don't you do gospel? And I was like, oh, I ain't never thought about doing gospel. And, they was kind of like, and I'm gonna be real with you, they wanted me to be a sex symbol. So they wanted, Epic was like, nah, we don't want you to do gospel. We want you to be a sex symbol. We want you to take your shirt off, pour honey on your shit. And I was like, I don't know about doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh no, but I asked him, I was like, man, I'm conflicted. I'm just conflicted in my spirit on what I should do. And he was like, if you want me to let you go, I'll let you go. You from the crib, so I'll let you go. And he let me out my contract because I was so conflicted. But
wow.
Yeah. So
that's rare. That's rare.
Yeah, that's very rare. It's very rare. Yeah. Dave is from St. Louis. So I'm from St. Louis, so he just did the homeboy a favor.
Yeah. I've been down that road too, because I'm Catholic as well. I'm actually Roman Catholic. And it was like some of my friends and family are Catholic. And when I started getting into radio and interviewing a lot of the different artists that I've had on, they're like, oh, what you're doing isn't Catholic and all this stuff. And I just, all this. And I'm just like, it's actually more charitable to have someone come on and talk about their stories and share what they've been through, because God puts us in these situations together, for one, and we have to share our experiences. Like, we went through these trials and tribulations for whatever reason, and it brought us to where we are today. We just
telling our truths. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. And without
ever telling the public about what we do or the trials we go through, how does one get closer to God? How does one actually become spiritual? Or how does one have a religion, right? Something brought us all together. Something made us here, something this and that. In times of tribulation, we all pray to God one way or another. Always rise up and pray, right? So that's why I'm always saying, well, look deep inside, because, if you're a believer in God, he's going to lead you to what you're supposed to be doing. And I always say, don't harp on someone until you actually know their story, for one, and totally listen to what someone else has to say.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. When I did a record with Bone Thugs and Harmony, and it was called Order My Steps. And when I was working with them, because I'm from that background, so a lot of people like, don't they worship the devil? Don't they worship the devil? And I was like, nah, they don't worship the devil. I'm like, you never met them before. I'm in the studio with them. Before we did the record, Crazy Bone went and grabbed the Bible and read scriptures from the Bible and was like, I'm reading this because I want us to get into this. I want us to get into the spirit. I want for God to come into the room and help direct us on this record, because this is a popular gospel record and we're about to rap on it. Wow. And so that moment taught me so much about them, and also taught me so much about what you just said. You have to know somebody before you can judge them. You know what I'm saying? That was a phenomenal moment for me. Yeah, perception. I'm like, nah, they don't worship the devil, man. We was reading the Bible, praying, everything. You know what I'm saying? Before we cut the record, we stood in a circle and held hands and prayed before we cut the record. So
for sure. Yeah,
that's amazing. Cari, shouts out to the culture game. I think I found the question that you was talking about.
Yes, that's totally the one that was. I was like, oh, thank you for finding it, because it did pop up, and I was like, okay, we have to go back to that. So go ahead.
Do you write your own music? She is the flyest thing I've ever seen without wings. Was a hotline. Womanly is a bop. Hey, they going back in real time. They checking you out as we speak, bro.
That's old too. That's old too. Thank you. Yeah, I write and produce all of my own music. So all of it is an original. All of it comes out of me. I dig into the depths of my soul, and that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, though. That was a dope line. It was one of my best lines.
Baby music is what got us all here. LOL just saying. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the culture gang in the building, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in. It's one of them things, man, because it's definitely, I wouldn't say it's a drought on good R&B music, but it's just not at the forefront like it once was. And I think a loss of it is R&B groups as well. Like, remember at a time where it was so many different R&B groups. You know what I'm saying? It's not I don't think it's an R&B group out. Like, am I wrong? Like,
see, you just hit on it. Yeah. Think about this. R&B is always at its highest when there's a group out. Started with the Temptations, the Four Tops, the Jackson 5, Earth, Wind and Fire. Whenever there's a big group out, Jodeci.
Boys to Men.
Boys to Men, Shy, B2K. Whenever there's a big group out, TLC. We can't forget about the ladies. TLC, SWV, In Vogue, Escape. We cannot forget about the ladies that blessed us. So whenever there's groups out, R&B is always at its absolute highest. So when that group come again, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Shouts out to the culture game, man. Johnny Crawford, blessing up from Wellington, New Zealand. Both of my kids are talented music artists. Shouts out to you, man. We appreciate you for tapping in. It's so many talented artists just across the world, man. And to see someone like you from St. Louis, man, because we both know it's not hard. It's not easy coming out of the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from Chicago. You coming from the Midwest. From St. Louis. We right around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
We are.
And it's tough. It's tough coming out. So can you kind of speak about that? Just coming out of St. Louis with what you do, how you doing it. St. Louis was one of the murder capitals at one point. You know what I'm saying? So
it's back to murder capital today.
It's back. Chicago right there with them too. You know what I'm saying? So coming with that music and coming with so much love and loving your city at the same time and wanting to represent your city. How is that? Coming with what you come with, trying to represent your city and put it on the map.
You know what? I'm just gonna say this. I'm blessed because I'm not one of those artists that be like, the city don't support me, they hate on me. My city love me, my city support me to the end. I just been blessed. I'm just one of those blessed ones where St. Louis stand behind me. They absolutely love me. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and here's the thing. I just want to give a shout out to Nelly because Nelly blew the doors off for us. I would have never got a deal if it wasn't for Nelly, because Dave wouldn't have been in St. Louis looking for talent. He was in St. Louis looking for talent because Nelly was so big. Everybody was in St. Louis looking for talent because of Nelly. So, Nelly most definitely opened up the door for all of us to be producers and writers and uh, engineers, man, everything. Dude opened up the door for everything, man. So shout out to Nelly for real for just putting a spotlight on the city, man. And everybody did their thing after that. So, but doing R&B in St. Louis, it's different because it's not that much R&B in the town because it is gutter. It is very, very, very street.
Yeah.
So, you doing R&B, you doing something totally different. You know what I'm saying? But I'm blessed though. They most definitely support me. If I do a show or whatever I do, they showing up. They there. It don't matter how long I take off, they show up. I love my city. They are everything.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I like that energy because a lot of artists feel like they have to leave their city to make an impact and then bring it back home. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of people's story when we talk about the industry because a lot of people feel like it's a lot of hate where you from. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you gotta go away and bring it back. So it's dope to be homegrown and have that love and support from your
Yeah,
city
it
at
is.
the same time. It's rare and it's super dope, man.
Mhm.
So that's keep that going. Shouts out to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we talk about just putting on for the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Yeah, and looks like
Appreciate
you
it.
have a loyal following too on Instagram, which is, all through your socials, which is amazing too, because it's very hard to, I mean, of course, you have the background to go with your following, and you're an incredible artist, of course, but just those loyal followers, I, it's good to have a big following, but it's good to have, what should I say, a loyal follow team. Like
Yeah,
if
it
they're
is.
loyal followers, they're always going to be there. They love your music and they love just who you are. That's what it's truly about. Because you can have a huge following and just be like the worst person ever, and it's like not even worth following someone. You know what I mean? But it gives them something to look forward to. It gives them, they're like, we love this guy, we love him, he does amazing music. So with a big following that people just,
Yeah,
they love not just your music, but they love who you are. So that
yeah,
makes a big
thanks,
difference too when it
thanks.
comes to music. And that's one thing too. That's why we do our shows, is because we want people to learn who they are, any artist or producer, who they are behind the music. Because
Yeah,
often people, they come on, they're like, oh, I know this song and I know this, I know that. But do they know the story behind the person or the story behind even the songs as well? So going into that, what song has been the most sentimental to you?
Mm.
um, I did this record called Breathe. It ain't been out. It's gonna be on my next album, on my actual album, not the EP. And it just means a lot to me. It's one of those songs where only the people around me who know the song, it's all of their favorite song, not like their favorite Brad song. It's their favorite song. So that song means a lot to me because everybody around me just, it's weird to see people around you start singing your song. I don't sing the song, but you know what I'm saying? They just start singing the song. I'm like, damn, y'all really like that song. And it's a record about a special person. So, it means a lot to me. It's a record called Breathe. Y'all gonna hear the song soon. Top of next year, y'all gonna hear Breathe. It's an amazing record. I cannot wait for y'all to get it and feel. It's a high vibrational record. It's gonna make you feel. So Breathe is that record for me. But I'm gonna say records that I put out. Believe it or not, I did. I worked on Jodeci's last album called Every Moment, and they did it in 2015, I think it was. And I did some records. I did a lot of records on that album, but the record that I love the most It's called Every Moment. And the reason why is because that record sounded the most like traditional Jodeci. And Jodeci was the reason why I wanted to be in the music business. When I heard Jodeci, that was the first time I heard music that fulfilled me in every single way. And I was like, you know what? I want to do that. I want to make somebody feel the way that made me feel. And so for me to grow up and work with them on their last album, you know, it was surreal for me to be in the studio with them and to be telling them to get in the booth. Yeah, because I was, growing up listening to them and being so inspired by Devontae and Casey and JoJo and Dalvin, and be so inspired by them and be like, this is the reason why I do music, and to work on their last album and to put out and my song be the single. It was just like, I'm like, man, I can't even believe this. I couldn't believe when I was in the studio with them making KC go to the booth because he had too much to drink at that time.
Oh no.
He wouldn't go in the booth. He wouldn't go in the booth. And I was like, big dog, you got to go into the booth and hit these parts. I ain't gonna pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you pay with my money now. But that was crazy though. It was crazy to just have that experience,
Yo, that's dope. That's dope. Legendary, man. We're not gonna act like, man, you're not working with legends and you're not doing legendary stuff in the game, man. That is amazing, man. Shouts out to the coaching game. When should we be expecting some new music for you, man? You got them tapped in, man.
Yeah, like I said,
you have to come in late.
Yeah, October. That's all good though. I will do it again.
Yeah,
I got music coming out in October. I cannot wait for y'all to hear what I'm doing in October. It's real R&B, like I said before. It's not. It's just, and that was my goal. My goal was to do real R&B. My goal was to do harmonies and ad libs and to make you feel again, because I just my goal is to raise the vibration higher.
You have to. Yeah. Every time, higher and higher. That's the way to go.
Yeah. I'm gonna raise the bar higher too. When I do what I do, these other R&B dudes, they're gonna have to take it a step higher. Facts.
Yeah.
I like that energy, man. I want to kind of dig into your psyche a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm curious to see what you would say. Now, if you could share the stage with any artist, dead or alive, you know what I'm talking about? And you know the vibes, man. You know the vibes. We're talking about arena shit, 80, 90,000. You know what I'm talking about? You tell a DJ to bring the lights down. You tell all the fans to take their cell phones out, light up the building, wave from side to side, chill bump shit, superstar shit, big dog shit. You know what I'm talking
about? Yeah.
If you could do this with any artist, dead or alive, Brad Young, who you want to set the stage? That vibe. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. You know what I'm talking about?
It's easy. Yeah. It's easy.
I gotta bring it.
I like that.
I gotta go with Prince. I gotta go with Prince.
And why Prince, bro? Legendary. The purple one. You know what I'm talking about? The purple one. But why Prince?
No, he thought,
because I feel like Prince was the epitome of an artist, because he could sing, he could write, he could dance, and he can play every single instrument on the stage.
Yeah.
Not just play them, but play them. He mastered every single instrument. So like I feel like Prince is like my super hero. You know what I'm saying? He like my alter ego. You know what I'm saying? So I most definitely would bring Prince out on stage with me, and just I would go down and sit down and watch him. You know what I'm saying?
You on stage. You gotta
stay on stage with him. You're not.
That's crazy.
Never mind us watching.
I can't even imagine. That would be something though, to be on stage with Prince.
Yeah, you're not front row. You're on stage with him. This is the vision.
Well, if I could just get him to play the piano while I sing, that would be crazy.
Oh, putting him to work.
I see what type of time you on, man. You know, Prince, like you can kind of go crazy with Prince. I get him on a guitar a little bit. You know,
whatever.
Yeah, you can kind of go crazy.
And here's the thing: I play all the instruments too, so we be going back and forth. He get on the piano, I get on the piano. He get on the guitar, I'm on the guitar. He on the drums, I get on the drums. He on the mic, I'm on the mic. What you want to do, Prince? Let's go.
What we doing?
Let's get it, Pops. Let's get it, Pops. Come on.
Let's get it. You know
no more drinking in the booth. Let's go.
Yeah.
You put someone in his place.
That's what I do.
That would be interesting. Love is confidence. Right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Confidence is half the battle, right?
Oh,
It is. If I don't believe, who gonna believe?
yeah.
Like we only experience life according to our thoughts of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if I don't believe, nobody will.
Yeah. Have you ever been like totally stage fright, just gone on? You're like, just you didn't know what to do.
Absolutely, every time. What do you mean?
What? You just said confidence.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. It's there. I don't care who you are, how many times you perform. If you don't get nervous before you go on stage, just don't do it no more.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If
I
if
don't
you
feel
don't
too
if you
bad
don't
now.
if you don't black out before you go on stage, it's like when you behind the curtains and you see the crowd, your heart is beating, your adrenaline is going, and you ready. And then as soon as you hit the stage and then you feel the lights come down and hit you,
It leaves.
man, it
It,
does. It
it, it,
leaves. It's gone.
nervous. I always say nervous to the beat drop. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
like once you hit that stage and you know you confident in your material. You know what I'm saying? But once you hit that stage and you get the rocket, oh man, it's the best feeling in the world. You know what I mean?
It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it.
It's nothing like it. So
Right.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about one of your most memorable performances.
Oh yeah.
Let me see. You know what? This is funny. My most memorable performance was I was in high school. No, we were in high school, and I was performing with my boy Dougie Doug, or we call him Doug Green now. Doug was the hot dude of St. Louis at the time. He was the man, you know what I'm saying? And he was an R&B singer, but he was just that dude, you know. And he asked us, I was in a group, and he asked us to be his background singers. And normally I would be like, hell no. But for Doug though, I was like, yeah, it's an honor because Doug was just so hot. And Doug said, Brad, I'm gonna give you a moment on stage. I'm like, me? He was like, yeah. I'm gonna call you up to do this part on the song or whatever, practice the song. And I was like, cool. So he said, he did his show, whatever, and he said, I want to call my boy Brad up to the front of the stage, ladies. And as soon as I stepped out and hit the first note, the women went nuts. And I was like, yo, this is the best feeling I ever had. Better than the school bus. I'm telling you.
Not better than the school bus.
It was better than the school bus because I was of age. I knew what could happen next. You know
I
what I'm saying?
thought the school bus was it.
You. I'm telling you, that was my defining moment right there when I did that. And Doug, and afterwards, Doug was like, "You got the juice now. You ready?" I'm like, "I'm ready. Let's go."
Oh man, that's amazing. It's a common theme. You know what I'm talking about? When we talk about, as long as the ladies like it, I'm all in. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm a singer. You know what I'm saying?
Say that.
It's true. You have to have everyone's attention. You can't just hold one audience. No, you have to have everyone, right? So.
Nah, I don't care about nobody else. Just girls. That's it. No, I don't care if a dude is inside the building. They ain't got to be no men in the building at all. Just all women. And let me do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no masculine energy when I'm on stage. Yeah. I'm the only masculine energy there is.
That's all they need. That's all they need to be.
I see how that rolls. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
It's what R&B is.
Yeah.
Big wall,
that's
you
what
have
male
to
R&B is.
That's a big wall you have to leave now.
Hey, we don't need too many hard legs in the building. I get it. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good wing man. I know when to ride. You know what I'm talking about? He got it.
Right.
I play my position. You feel me?
Right. You feel me? Yeah.
That part. I love it, brother. Before you get up out of here, man, I want to ask you one more question because I love the way you put things together as far as the industry and everything. And speaking of that, if you could change something about today's industry, what would you change?
Okay. I would most definitely change the fact that the culture of the executives only want to sign kids. Because I want you to think about this. Right now, they only sign kids. And it's the reason why we feel like R&B is dead and things like that. Just think about it if executives only signed kids in the history of time. We would have never had I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. Those dudes were like 40 when that song came out. We would have never had Let's Get It On. Marvin Gaye was 40 when that record came out. We would have never had all the great Michael Jackson records or Prince records or Anita Baker or Sade or Lauryn Hill, when she did the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. She was like 30 years old. Like, we would have never had India Arie. We would have never had 2 Chainz. We would have never had Rick Ross. We would have never had all this great music if the executives would have only signed kids. There's nothing wrong with signing kids. I'm with signing the kids.
Yeah.
Luther Vandross. Can you imagine?
Yes. Oh.
Can you imagine life without Luther?
Come on, man. Come on, man. Talk your talk, bro.
Can you imagine life without?
Half of us wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
like half of the catalog, the soundtrack of your life, would not exist if executives only signed kids.
Yeah.
These adults were seasoned in their talents. That's the reason why they wrote the best songs. And that's the reason why the musicianship was the best and all these things, because you had people that was in their prime. When you're a child, you're not in your prime.
Yeah.
You're just starting out.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with signing kids, because, when I was a kid, I loved kid artists. When I was a kid, I loved B2K, and I loved, all the artists that was around my age. But I'm saying, like, I would have never got all the best music if they wouldn't have never signed those adults that gave us prime time music that is the soundtrack of our lives. So I most definitely would change that culture, and I would sign talent. I wouldn't sign age. I would sign talent. That's what I would change.
Shouts out to the culture gang. At Hip Hop TV in the building. Freddie Jackson quietly also. I thought Freddie Jackson too, and I think of Luther. I automatically think of Freddie. Come on, man.
I know all that, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Super dope, bro. I want to thank you for coming on to the Culture Connection, bro. We definitely gonna have you come and spin a block, because the conversation can definitely continue.
I know, right?
Having these dope conversations, but we only got an hour. You know what I'm saying? We can go a little bit over, so we almost there, and I can keep going. So we definitely gonna have you back, brother. The conversation was amazing, and we also have our shower studio series, brother. We're gonna have to invite you back when we do a performance for our audience, as well as Canada and the States, where you just sing a few joints, tap in, man. So I think you would be a perfect candidate for our shower studios, man. So we definitely gonna have to bring you back. It was just an amazing, man. We appreciate your energy. Consider this your home away from home. Anytime you got anything you want to talk about, anything you want to bring through, man, make sure you come holler at us, bro.
Thank you so much. It's a blessing being here. Shout out to everybody that's inside the live chat. And man, y'all just raise the vibration. Just raise the vibration. Stay high.
Thank you.
We appreciate that, man. Now look, we're not gonna let you get up out of here before you tell everybody where they can find you, all your social media platforms, all that good stuff, man. Talk your shit, bro.
Just you can find me on Brad Young. That's Brad with 2 D's. BRADDYOUNG on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, everything. Just Google me if you want to. Brad Young, Brad with 2 D's. I love y'all. Take the vibration up. Peace.
Man, shouts out to the culture game, man. Shouts out to LP in the building, man. We definitely gonna have to put something together, man. She's a dope artist, man. We're working on her music. She's a part of my label, Head Event Music Group, man. So we might have to put something together with you and her.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Look, man, bro, we locked in, man. We're gonna make that happen. You know what I'm talking about? We're definitely trying to move the culture forward. And your vibration, man. I love what you said. That's high vibration, and just making room for your blessings and your gifts, man. I love that, brother. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to you. They asking, they tapping in. Where can we find them on social media? He just said they definitely want to know where you at. Tap in, stream them, follow them on all platforms, man. They say R&B is dead, but Brad Young say nah, he ain't dead. Tap in.
Hell nah.
We making good music. You already know the vibes, man. So again, man, we appreciate you for coming through, man. I don't want to hold you up too much longer, man. I know you got a lot of work to do, man, but we definitely gonna bring you back, and we definitely gonna have this conversation, man. We appreciate you.
Cool. Blessings. Thank y'all for having
me. Thank you so much.
It's totally an honor and a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem.
God bless.
Thank you.
Peace.
Now, come on, Cari. Let's talk about it, Cari. What we doing, man? What we doing, Cari? Huh? That right there is the culture connection, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's culture. That's culture in one interview.
Come on, man.
Right there.
Come on, man.
All of R&B right there, all wrapped up in 1 hour.
When we talk about musicianship, we're talking about writing, we're talking about producing, we're talking about singing, we're talking about being humble, being respectful, and everything. You know what I mean? Did you hear the names that he was dropping? And we're not even we're not gonna put a stigma on like he was dropping names. He was just speaking about who he has worked with, but he was doing it in such a humble fashion because it's about the music, it's about the culture, it's about growing the community to where he's trying to put it with his artistry, man. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Super amazing, super humble, and that brother is a representation of where the game needs to be headed to. You know what I'm saying? When I see him, I see cats like Tank. You know what I'm saying? I see cats like even Jamie Foxx. I see cats like, you know, people who are really, really true when we talk about this R&B and they humble. Brian Michael Cox, you know, legendary people. That's the vibe that I get. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about people like Brad Young, and he's been putting in work in the culture for so long, and he needs to be respected. I love that energy. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to you know, just him being able to be a voice for R&B. You know what I'm saying? And putting it on the map, man. With brothers like that, man, R&B ain't going nowhere no time soon, man. I like
that's it. And the humility of these artists and these producers that have worked with big names, you know, like I mean, he didn't even say it, but he did work with, you know, Akon, and he worked with Tyra B as well. So just to come in here and actually, like, I am so thankful that we can even have him on our show. So thank you to Krista, the networking queen, for that, because she's worked with all these artists as well. And it's incredible. Just, you know, you look at them as superstars and, oh, wow, they're incredible, this and that. But they're another person here in our world. But they've been so blessed with their music and just who they are. And they're so humble. And just to say, you know, I worked with so-and-so and I worked with so-and-so. I love, like, you know, the little happenings in the studio, and they can tell us, you know, and just to laugh about it, because that's what it's about. It's about also having that life experience. It's not just like, okay, I produce music, I put music out and I'm music, you know, no, it's, you know, I work with these guys and we have fun just like everyone else, and to have fun with it, not just, you know, it is an industry, it is a business, but not to forget who you are through it all too, because a lot of artists lose themselves in this game, and you can't do that. You really can't. And you have all your fans behind you as well. They're looking up to you consistently, you know, to see who you are, to look for questions if they've got, or answers for their questions, things like that, right? To maybe work with them one day. You know, this is where we are at our culture now, and it's so cool. It's just so neat. You know, we're just one click away from having these connections, and having our cultures just connect like that is so cool. It's so neat. So it's awesome.
And it's needed. It's needed in today's, because like he said, he spoke about, man, love, man. Putting that love out here, man, it's so much, especially in the last few years, with so many different things that has just came, you know, across us. You know what I'm saying? Like we some people just coming outside. You know what I'm saying? It's been so crazy. It's been so much devastation, and to have somebody pushing love and trying to create that type of energy, man, is so needed. You know what I'm saying? In this world,
music
man.
is the thing. Music, you can be inside, you can be outside, you can be anywhere in the world, and you can have. That's just one thing about music. You all can love the same song, and you're anywhere in the world. You know, it's not just in one culture or here or there, but it's all over. And that's why it's just so important to have that connection. You know, it's so cool. We can listen to the same song the same time and have a different experience, but we're still there together. So cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely so neat.
Music has blurred color lines, has stopped racial tensions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a point where black and white people were separated. I mean, segregated, and the music made them move that line, and they was dancing together. The music. You know what I mean? Like music.
That's all the Atlanta, and there was all underground. They were doing all underground, and no one knew about it. They would go into secret clubs, secret basements, secret whatever. No one knew until it was like they'd slowly talk about it, and then it was like, wow, it's out there.
Absolutely. Now that is power.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's power in the music and in the culture. And Brad Young represent that, man. He's singing the love. He's putting the love out. So again, shouts out to him, because we definitely gonna have him come back, do a concert for the guests on our shower studio, man. He sung Acapulco for us tonight. You know what I'm talking about?
The Ogopogo, as we call it up here. Ogopogo. Ogopogo was this mythical lake creature who was in BC in the Okanagan Lake. So there's an actual mythology to it. So when you said that, I just had to laugh, because I remember going to BC and my mom was telling me all about this Ogopogo, and I was so scared.
Shouts out to Mom. You already know the vibes. But y'all know, man, look, we really do appreciate it. If y'all don't know, man, we still got a nice amount of people in here, man. We appreciate all of the love, all of the support. We thank you so much for tapping in with us. Like, comment, subscribe, join the culture. If you don't know Tapp, go over before you leave. Go over to YouTube, hit that little bell on the side, subscribe. So anytime we drop any kind of content, y'all be the first one to get it. And y'all already know on the Address the Culture Network, we dropping content all week long.
And on Just FM too, don't forget.
Just FM, we tap in on Underground Radio C. We tap in on Just FM, on Roku, on 101. Tap in. You know what I mean? We here every Tuesday, man. We in China, we in Brazil. Shouts out to iHipHop TV. We on the NCG network in Italy. We just across the globe. We really do appreciate everybody for tapping in with us.
And New Zealand was in the house tonight too. How cool was that?
Come on, man. International. New Zealand tapped in tonight. You know what I'm talking about? Like we tapped in, man. We appreciate all of that love, man. Make sure y'all tap in. We're gonna be back next week with the same type of vibe, same type of energy, with dope guests giving you news you can use. You already know the vibes. Till next week. Y'all know, man. I'm your boy Big Wall.
I'm your girl Cari. And this
is the Culture Connection. And like I always say, your culture makes you who you are. So make sure they respect it. We're going to catch you on the next episode. We up out of here.
All you gotta do is hush, you ain't gotta say much when you make that right connection. If you wanna double up, keep the money in the tuck, I can put you in the right direction. I can never get enough, all I got is us, I speak the true confessions. Everything goes smooth cause I stay on the move and make them right connections. All you gotta do is hush, you ain't gotta say much when you make them right connections. If you wanna double up, keep the money in the tuck, I can put you in the right direction. I can never get enough, all I got is us, I speak the true confession. Everything goes smooth cause I stay on the move and make them right connections.